Hey, good morning. Yes, it is. It's Sunday, March 3rd. And guess what I'm doing today? I'm traveling 2.5 hours north to my granddaughter's birthday party. And it's going to be nice because I believe my sisters are going to be there and other kids. So I haven't seen them in a while. So it should be a good day. So I thought today we would talk about how sometimes when you have things on your plate that you're trying to figure out, sometimes if you just let them sit, they'll resolve themselves. On that note, stick around. This should be a good show, right? All right, welcome back. My name is Eric, if you didn't know it. I do the weekday show Monday through Friday. I run a small engine repair business, and I also have a YouTube channel that I'm trying to get to grow. And I want it to grow organically, I guess is what they call it. It's not real fast. It's incremental so that people that are sticking around really want to hear what I've got to say instead of just, what do they say, where you go viral and a bunch of people jump on, then a bunch of people jump off. And it's kind of like your 401k when it comes to your YouTube channel. Yes, I know, you love me. Come on, get down. We're doing a video. In that you can't sit there, you can't watch it on a daily basis. Because if you do, it will drive you crazy. Because you will see how you're making money in your 401k. And then tomorrow you're losing money in your 401k. When it comes to investment, folks, unless you're up in years, don't even bother. Just leave it alone. Let it grow. And don't get nervous. If you pull it out when it's at a low, you're going to take a heck of a loss. And I'll tell you, a lot of these markets that make this so volatile like this are your daily traders. And they're looking to make 3-4 cents per share on a trade. And so they do millions of trades a day to make up for volume. And that's where you get this. It's all a game in the long run. If you want the best investment, invest in yourself and create a business or, get into a hobby where you buy and sell. And hopefully you're good enough at it that when you're buying, you're thinking, how can I make money on this? So that when you sell, you're making money on it, right? That's how car salesmen do it. They buy and then they sell. All right, so today's video is going to be about, one of the things that we've been looking at is customers. It's been a lean year, but I was trying to figure out how am I going to cover sales tax, all this other stuff, because they all hit at the same time. Tax year, and then end of February, you pay sales tax, and you have insurances, payroll, you got all this kind of stuff, right? And the logical way to do that is you have enough income coming in to cover your expenses, and hopefully you got a little extra to get you through the lean times. And I think Amos said it, and I'm a firm believer in that. When you are doing well, tuck it. When I say tuck it, I mean just tuck it away in a savings account or in your safe, wherever you feel most comfortable with it, so that when you do hit the leaner times, you have something to fall back on. But an example is one of the things that I've been contemplating now for the last month and a half is because I knew I had to do my taxes for the business, the corporate taxes. And I knew there were these upcoming bills. And I'm looking at people that owed us money that hadn't paid. And one of them was over $3,000. Yes, his tractors are still sitting here, but so beginning of the week was kind of fretting how I was going to pull this off. And then it all happened on Friday. And it didn't happen because I fretted all week trying to figure out how I was going to pull this one off. It happened all by itself. And whether you believe or not, that's up to you. But for me, I know the man upstairs decided he needs to have his ass saved. So Friday, I get a call from the customer that owes over $3,000. And he said, here's my credit card, run it. I said, you want it for a quarter, half? He said, nope, run it all. And I ran that all, and it went through, went into the business checking. That was enough to cover all my issues. We got the Frankenstein build done with the Kawasaki 345. The engine blew up. We put a Briggs & Stratton 22 horse V Vanguard in it. There's another $580 in our pocket. And that was Claude's engine that he had on a Husqvarna that had a bad deck. See, Claude's a hoarder too. He's got more lawnmowers sitting in his yard than I do mine because I had mine all scrapped. But he still held on to his. And then we started having customers calling, wanting repairs done. So, and it's supposed to be up in the 50s. I think what spurred a lot of the customers calling was Tuesday of last week. It was 70 degrees out. And I'm thinking it's still a long ways before grass time. But I'm not going to turn away the work if somebody says, do you want to come get our lawnmower and get it fixed so that we can have it ready? You betcha. We'll be on our way. So that's how things are, in life. Sometimes you could sit there and worry about a problem or an issue and how to resolve it. And all that time and energy you spent doing that, in my case, fretting internally, because I don't let anybody outside know where my comfort zone is of money coming in, money going out, right? So in the end, everything that I have been worrying about for the past month and then down to this past week even more resolved itself. And it didn't resolve itself by anything I did. Other than every night, thanking the Lord for a good day. No matter how bad the day was, it's still a good day because both feet are on the ground and you're still moving, right? That's the way my philosophy has been since I've been in my 30s. Is no matter how bad a day it is, I still thank God. Thank you for a good day. And it may have been ferocious, but I still thank God for a good day. Because He will not give you any more than what you can handle. That's life, right? And I think when it comes to, in my life, God, He's not going to do it if you can do it. You can't have somebody stepping in and solving all your problems all the time without you putting forth some kind of an effort, right? You have to own some of it. You have to be the responsible party. If your life sucks, change it. And a lot of times, your life doesn't suck as much as it could be sucking, to be honest with you. You know, you ever think, because I don't say this out loud too often, it can't get any worse. Oh, yes it can. Say those magic words without knocking on wood 5 times and watch what happens. But we have to do the major pull on trying to accomplish what needs to be done. My God will help you through that last little bit. He wants you to learn. We're here to learn. And if you're not here to learn, you're here to teach. So I'm kind of in that in-between stage. I'm learning every day. But I'm also trying to teach you some of the things that I went through and how to avoid them or how to fix them or what's your next step. Or sometimes the next step is stop fretting about it. Because you just spent that whole week of anxiety for what? Because it wasn't anything I did that caused these buyers or these customers to pay up. No. Other than thinking that would be great if they did. See, what I don't want you to think that I'm saying is sometimes it's better to avoid and not do it versus doing it. And that's totally not true. What I'm saying is most people, if it causes discomfort or, not exhilarating, not happy, the tendency is to avoid it, right? And when it comes to, let's just simply saying, paying your bills at the end of the month, what is avoidance going to do for you? See, I've known people that it was mental health issues of where they had the money, but they always felt like they didn't have the money. And they wouldn't pay their rent. They wouldn't pay their car payment. They wouldn't pay. They would just sit there and have a little anxiety about it. But I see a lot of people that don't have mental health problems that are doing the same thing. That they think the best way to do it is if it doesn't cause glee and joy, avoid the topic entirely. And I'm not saying that. You have to be the responsible one. Or be married to somebody that's responsible, one or the other. When it comes to the finances in this household, I take care of all the finances, and in the business, I take care of all the finances. I've done it for years. That's the way, and it's all second nature. And I actually pay stuff off early, just to reduce debt. So when the better times are here, I'm paying off stuff instead of going and buying more crap, right? No. My goal has always been to be solvent. That's where my comfort zone is. And about everything I own, whether it's property and toys and all that crap, are paid in full. I don't have payments on them. Now, the last piece of property that I bought for, it was over $50,000. And I paid that off in 5 years. Actually, it was 4.5 years. Because when I was doing a little better, or if I sold something that I didn't need any longer, I would apply that money towards that bill to the seller that we had made a contract with. I see so many people just trying to get through each month and paying the minimum on a credit card. You realize that credit cards, some of them are up to almost 30% right now with inflation? That is loan sharking. So if you're straddled with a lot of credit card debt, the first thing I would suggest to you is you need to get that paid off. You're losing a lot of money per month. And that means either cutting the cards up or simply putting them away and not using and getting more than the minimum on every one of them until they're paid off. Or if you can afford to do a consolidation loan. But the problem I see with most consolidation loans with folks that do have credit card problems is they go, aha, so it's all fixed. And then they go out and they use those same credit cards all over again. And then they're wondering why they're in a deeper crap. You played a part in it. You need to become financially responsible for yourself and your life. That's it. Don't procrastinate. Don't avoid. Just take it head on and do what you can. And I know, don't get me wrong, I know right now with the way the inflation is and the way the economy is, that a lot of you younger folks, and even some of the older folks that are on a fixed income, have been using their credit cards to buy the basics of groceries. That tells you the state of what this economy is in. If I have young and old using credit cards to buy groceries, the bare minimum, and then you have everybody on TV from, DC there in the bubble saying how great it is. We see it because it's affecting our bottom dollar. I've seen it over the winter where there have been very few customers coming in because they just can't afford to do the extras right now. They can't afford to fix Dad's tractor or Grandpa's tractor. They got to put it off. And that's what I call a trickle-down economy. Is if the economy is good, everybody is growing. And people have more disposable income. When your economy is bad, they have less disposable income. And if it's got to that point of groceries, then it's gotten below even the low in my book. All I can do for you folks that are in that situation is hopefully things will get turned around here this year. Honestly. I'm not telling you how to vote, but I'm just telling you, look at who's helped you out with low gas prices and made your dollar worth more money versus who's taking your money and telling you how great you have it. I mean, they're all snakes and shysters. I'm sorry. They're all liars. But you try to pick the one of lesser evil. So we're doing good at the shop. And I'm hoping that my customers start doing better too. Because we could all use a break, right? And not be fretting all day. So on that note, you guys have a great Sunday. I'm headed north to do the birthday and see everybody. And I want to also point out to Jason, I bought the 6-liter ultrasonic. And I got some questions. Because they had this powder that sat next to it at Harbor Freight. It's said to be used in the ultrasonic cleaner. But they said don't use it on aluminum alloy and that stuff. Well, isn't most of the carburetors coming through like aluminum? What are you using for something to break it down? Are you just using water, or do you put something in the bags when you put them in the ultrasonic cleaner? I'm a novice. I've never used one before, I'll be honest. But I'll unveil it tomorrow in my afternoon show of unboxing from Harbor Freight. All right, guys. Catch you tomorrow morning bright and early.